Welcome to the Success Criteria module. In this module, you will utilize success criteria to define the degree of quality required for student evidence. The degrees of quality will tell the student upfront what you're looking for to consider the work proficient. At the end of the module, you will be able to define success criteria, describe how success criteria are used by teachers and learners, and create success criteria. What does good enough or meets mean? Good enough is defined in many different ways from classroom to classroom, school to school, and across districts. The Westminster Public Schools proficiency scales allow us to define clearly the knowledge a student must demonstrate by performance level, theme, and by individual steps of a scale. We can report to parents and students the exact skills students are working on and the ones they have mastered. When I went to school, good enough could have been a C or a D. Think about that. In most traditional systems, I could earn a C by obtaining 70% of the content. I could have passed a class without knowing 30% of the content. In some classes, you earned academic credit for attendance, effort, or completion of assignments, not necessarily mastery of the content. Take a moment to consider this question. What is the difference between a 79% and an 80% in a traditional classroom? Can you define specifically what made the difference between the student earning a B versus a C? In a competency-based system, we want to assure we prepare each student for post-secondary workforce readiness in any field they desire. A diploma from Westminster Public Schools verifies that students have mastered the content by demonstrating proficiency with a consistent set of criteria. The success criteria that is indicated on each proficiency scale will allow us to have a consistent level of rigor from classroom to classroom. In a competency-based system, success criteria define quality, how good is good enough, as the basis for judging student progress and achievement. Success criteria, proficiency descriptions, and performance criteria are all synonymous words which are used interchangeably in the research. What is success criteria? Success criteria describes what successful, on-target learning looks like. This information should be shared with students prior to instruction. It's often co-created with the class. It is helpful for teachers to post student exemplars and non-exemplars so students can assess their own work. An essential part of planning units is to first determine what evidence would I accept to mark a student proficient for this standard. For example, there are quality research papers and poorly crafted research papers. Define what makes a quality research paper and share that success criteria with the students up front. A few more definitions include expectations linked to the learning goal to determine what characteristics or qualities to look for in a student's performance or work. Answer the questions. How will teachers and students know when the learning goal has been met? What are we looking for during the learning to inform our instruction? If success criteria are clearly defined, the teacher can personalize instruction along the way. Let me give you an example. Please review Step 3 from the Math Level 2 Money Proficiency Scale. The success criteria for Step 3 includes identify the value of various bills and coins, count coins, dollars, and dollar coin combinations, solve word problems involving dollars and coins using dollar symbols appropriately, label the answer with the correct monetary symbol. As you can see, a student may be able to identify the value of various bills and coins, but not be able to count coin and dollar combinations. This gives the teacher an idea of how to personalize instruction and develop student groupings to differentiate instruction based on defined success criteria that was predetermined. The teacher is utilizing success criteria for daily formative assessments to monitor the learning that is occurring in their room and is able to differentiate instruction based on the data. Shirley Clark does a great job summarizing what we have learned so far. She states, success criteria summarizes the key steps or ingredients the student needs in order to fulfill the learning intention, the main things to do, include, or focus on. The excerpt you are about to read will define success criteria, explain the importance in identifying success criteria, and discusses the benefits of success criteria in a competency-based system. We hope this research article helps build your understanding of the definition, purpose, and benefits for your classroom.